If you're confused by LEDs, wavelengths, and power output when it comes to red light therapy masks, then this video is for you. I'm Fergus, and I've been testing red light therapy devices for over 7 years now. And this year, I painstakingly reviewed 25 of the world's most popular, and some not so popular, red light therapy masks. I scored them across 4 different categories: comfort and ease of use, therapeutic power, coverage quality, and price and peace of mind. And I'm going to be sharing these results with you to help you find the best red light therapy mask for your needs and budget. I'm affiliated with some of the companies mentioned in this video, and I will earn a commission if you buy through my links or discount codes. Products were provided to me free of charge, and all opinions are my own. This is not medical advice. Okay, so I actually filmed this video a few months ago, and since then, a few things have happened. Firstly, one of the winners of this video failed some pretty bad quality control checks, so I'll explain more about that later in the video. Secondly, I've actually reviewed 2 more videos that weren't included in this comparison, and they scored really well. So I wanted to add their scores at the end. You'll see what I mean if you watch the video. And yes, one of those masks was the Current Body Multi-Light. So yep, stay tuned for that. So the best mask for comfort and fit was the higher dose mask. But right behind that, we had the Mito Red Light Mito Clear, the Cure Red Light Mask, the Block Blue Light Mask, Magellan Mask, and the Huga Mask. What's interesting is most of these masks are what I call soft shell masks. They're flexible, they wrap really good to the face, and they have really good strap adjustments. The Cure mask was the exception. It is a hard shell mask, though I found it fit my face really, really nice. For the masks you want to avoid, it was the Amaro Spectra 5-in-1 mask, the iRestore mask. It really put a lot of pressure on my nose. The Jove's Max Mist mask, this thing was just very different. And then finally the Temu super cheap mask. It was terrible. Okay, next I looked at operation. How easy is it to control the mask, but also things such as what features are included, how good the manual was, and how suitable it was for traveling. So the top scorer for this round was the Cure mask. It's super simple to use. The battery and the controller are built into the mask. It's small and light enough for traveling, and it comes with a good manual. It's just a well put together mask. The Ferrero FAQ202 was very close behind, but don't rush out to buy this mask just yet. More on this later. And then we have a lot of good scoring masks behind this. The masks you want to avoid, again, the Amaro Spectra mask, the iRestore mask, and the Rojo laser mask. So now what we can do is we can tally up the points and look at the round 1 scoreboard. Remember, there are 4 rounds in total, so we'll see how this plays out. And you see the Cure mask is currently sitting at first place, 22.5 points, higher dose behind them. Block Blue Light is right up there as well. Now, I will mention, if you do want to see the full scorecard and also do some really cool comparisons, I'll put a link to a resource down below where you can do all of this stuff. I just simply can't cover it all in this one video, so links are down below. Okay, so now I want to look at therapeutic power. This factors in the wavelengths that are in the mask, because without the right wavelengths, we don't get the red light benefits. And then also, I use my spectrometer to determine how much energy is being emitted in one standard session time. I'll explain this more soon. First up, let's look at the wavelengths. Now here, I reward a mask if it's got the basics: a good red light and a good near-infrared light. These are the 2 you really need for anti-aging benefits. I also award a point if the mask has blue light, because this is beneficial for eczema and acne. And then I throw in some bonus points if it's got some proven wavelengths such as deep near-infrared, even amber light, or maybe green. Now, for simplicity's sakes, I've awarded each mask a score. If you do want to see exactly what wavelengths are emitted by each mask, then again, check out my full review on the mask or the comparison tool. Links are all down below. Okay, so we have 4 top performers here: the Cure mask, Project E, Magellan, and Rojo. These masks were all putting out red light. In fact, all of the masks emitted red light, which is great. The red light's needed for elasticity, skin tone and texture, and also helps with fine lines and wrinkles. They also emit near-infrared light. This light penetrates deeper. It helps with the fine lines, wrinkles, also collagen production and circulation. Now, surprisingly, not all of the masks out of the 25 I tested included near-infrared. Now, the top scoring masks also included blue light, which is beneficial for acne and eczema, but they went above and beyond these essentials. Some of them included deeper penetrating near-infrared, some of them include amber, some of them also included green. So these top scoring masks, you're getting clinically validated wavelengths, plus some promising wavelengths that show potential. When we look at the masks you may not want to consider, the bottom 5 all scored poorly because they don't include near-infrared. They were only including the red and the blue light. Now, for some people, they may not be fazed about this, but the benefits of near-infrared are well established. So this is why these masks have scored so low. Okay, now for fluence, or the power dosing score. Now this is all a little bit tricky, right? So firstly, what I'm doing is I'm measuring how much energy is coming from the LED. I'm doing this across, say, 6 or 7 different areas and taking an average. Some masks are very consistent throughout, other masks not so much. Still, I take an average, and if there is a lot of inconsistencies, I mention this in the review or in the scorecard. Then knowing what the default runtime is for the mask, how long it operates for, how long a session is, then I can calculate the amount of energy that the skin's going to absorb. Now I compare this fluence figure measured in joules over centimeter squared with what the literature has shown to be the most beneficial for anti-aging benefits. And as you can see on screen, we consider a range from 4 to 15 joules over centimeter squared to be the therapeutic window. However, the optimal range is about 5 to 9. So with some basic math, these are the results I had. We have 6 masks that by default all put out what I consider to be the perfect dose for anti-aging and skin rejuvenation benefits. This was the Therabody Theraface, the Nanoleaf mask, the Huga mask, the Rojo Dorada LED mask, the Iristor Illumina mask, and the Joves 40 laser mask. Now, I do need to mention there were a lot of masks that were still in that good therapeutic window. And I also want to point out that there were some masks that were outside the ideal window, but with some adjustments on the controller, you could dial them into the perfect dose. A good example here is the Block Blue Light mask. Now that particular mask, you can change the intensity and also the timer duration. And with a few clicks on the controller, this mask would be a top scoring mask. However, I had to stay strict with my scoring system, and I scored based on what the default settings were on the controller. As in, you put the mask on, you press start, and you forget about it. But just keep this in mind if you really like a mask that is scored low in this round. I really do suggest you watch my full review on that mask or go and download the scorecard. Saying all of this, there are 3 masks that I highly recommend you avoid. This was the mask I purchased from Temu, the mask I purchased from Amazon, and surprisingly, the Ferrero FAQ 202 mask. Now, all 3 of these masks put out a pitiful amount of light. I'm probably getting more therapeutic red light exposure from the screen in front of me than I'd get from using these masks. Now, it didn't really surprise me with the Amazon and the Temu mask, given that they cost me less than 50 bucks, but the Ferrero mask is one of the most expensive masks I tested. Now, I don't want this to be a bash Ferrero video. I've already done that in the review. I highly recommend checking that one out. But let's just say these masks are more of a toy, a fashion accessory than a therapeutic device. I will move on. So we can now combine the scores and find the best therapeutic power masks in the market. Remember, this is factoring in both the wavelengths and the power intensity. And we have the Rojo LED mask in top spot, the Nanoleaf mask right behind them, and then the Therabody, Huga, Iristor, and Joe's mask all very close behind. Down the bottom, not surprisingly, the 3 masks I just said to avoid. So after 2 rounds now, we can tally up the points and see the Rojo LED mask has jumped 8 spots to sit in first place, Huga's up 2 to be in second place, and the Therabody mask is up 3 to be in third place. Down the bottom, the 3 masks that effectively aren't going to work. So that's where they belong. Now look, if all of this overwhelms you and you're thinking, I just want to know what to buy given my budget and my condition, right? I've got a great solution for you. Just head over to Light Therapy Insiders, click the Help Me button, and there just type in your problem, what you're looking for, your budget, as much detail as you want, and you'll get a really good recommendation, including the best prices, the best deals and discounts. So go try it. I promise you it's good. I do want to say next year, I do want to review more of these masks, okay? Because there are so many out there and everyone's asking me about it. But I'm going to change things up. I'm not going to keep using this scoring system. It's flawed. There's too many issues with it. I've also learned a lot more about red light therapy masks, the science of skin, beauty, wavelengths, all these things. So I'm gonna do a new and improved 2026 version, trying to find the best red light therapy mask. It's gonna be much better. Don't worry, you're not gonna see the Ferrero FAQ, all of a sudden coming out #1. Like, it's not that big of a change. I'm just fine tuning it. The good thing is most of these masks are going to work anyway, most of them. So it's hard to go wrong, but still, I need to improve my scoring system. I need to do better to help you guys get better products, because me coming out saying, buy the Project E, which literally falls apart 2 weeks later. Yeah, it's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for you guys. That's my mission for 2026. Stay tuned, use that shopping tool in the meantime, and yeah, happy red lighting. All right, round 3, we look at coverage quality. This considers how many LEDs are in the mask and how well these LEDs are delivering light to 10 different zones on your face. Because at the end of the day, even if you've got the right wavelengths and the right dosing, if you're not getting that light into where it needs to go, you're wasting your time. Okay, so first up, I score on LED chips. Now, when you look at a mask, you'll see the big LED diode or bulb, as some people call it. Within this diode or bulb, you'll see 1, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 chips. Each little chip is putting out a different wavelength, and the more of these, the better. So the top scoring mask here was the Project E Lumelux face mask. Now this had a whopping 800 LED diodes in it. It's extraordinary for a mask, and no one was even close. Therabody came in second at 650, and then in third place it was the Block Blue Light mask with 488. There are a couple others above 400. Personally, if I was buying a mask, I wouldn't settle for anything less than, say, 350 LED chips. So that would include the Lumara, Viso, the Nanoleaf mask, the Rojo, Dorada, and the Iristor mask. Now the masks with a low amount of LEDs are still going to work. You're just not going to get a nice even spread of light on your face. Or you may get good coverage in the cheeks, but not around the eyes, for instance. And knowing that there's so many masks out there with 300 or more LED chips, it's kind of like, why would you settle for less? Now the worst performing masks here were Omnilux, Higher Dose, and the Amazon mask. Okay, now I test for zone coverage. Now this was probably the trickiest testing I did in this whole project. You see, I had to determine where the light was going on my face. And then not only that, I had to make sure that my scores were consistent over literally months of testing. And I looked at 10 different areas: the forehead, the temples, side of the eyes, under the eyes, the nose bridge, the nose itself, cheeks, lips, chin, and jaw. Now, of course, I can't give a full scoring breakdown in this video. I'll be here for hours. But if there is a particular area that you want a mask to address, then here's another good chance to check out the comparison tool, because I have all the scoring metrics in there. So for instance, if you just care about your forehead and eyes, go in, filter high score for forehead and eyes, see what masks come up. Okay, so now for the overall results. The Therabody and the Lumara masks came out in top place. Now, both of these masks have a good amount of LEDs, so there is a bit of crossover there. But very close behind was the Nanoleaf mask, the Current Body mask, the Project E mask with the 800 LEDs, and the May-Sama mask. To be honest, all of these masks were really good. However, again, some were better than others at different areas. So yeah, definitely do some more research before rushing out to buy one of these. Now down the bottom here, we have the Temu mask, the Amazon mask, the Amaro mask, and the Cure mask. Some people might be surprised to see the Cure mask perform so low because it is a very popular mask. The problem is it doesn't have many LEDs and it's quite a small mask. You just simply aren't getting good facial coverage. And the other low performing masks, well, yeah, they're just really not that good. Okay, so overall the best coverage quality scores, with the Therabody mask in first, the Project E in second, Lumara in third, Nanoleaf and Block Blue Light in fourth and fifth. All 5 of these masks were a class above the rest and should definitely be on your shortlist. So for standings after 3 rounds, we have the Therabody TheraFace mask in first place up 2, the Project E mask second place up 3. Now the Nanoleaf mask has jumped 4 spots to be in third equal with the Rojo Dorada LED mask, which has dropped 2. Now I do suggest you have a good look at this table, because the next round factors in price and peace of mind. And if you're in a fortunate position where money's not an issue, then you may want to decide which mask to get simply from this list, because these scores effectively say how well a mask is going to work and how comfortable and easy it is to use. And looking at the list, I would consider any of the masks down to, say, the Mito Red Light, Mito Clear, and higher to be worthy of consideration. But of course, most people do have a budget to follow. So let's get into the final round. Now for price, it's simple. Lower is better, right? And the prices I'm using here are the discounted prices using any discount code or discount link that I've been given, and all those resources are down below. And it also includes shipping to the USA. So the leaders here were the Temu mask and the Amazon mask. But as we've seen earlier, these are effectively junk, so I wouldn't even consider them. Realistically then, you need to spend about $150 to get a mask that's going to do the job. And the Hygge mask is the best option for those on a super strict budget. Now, Hygge have been in the red light therapy space for a long time and are well known for putting out good quality products at a low price point. And the same is true for their mask gear. Sure, it doesn't have market-leading LEDs or 10 different wavelengths, but it does hit all the essentials. And you can't really expect all the bells and whistles for a $150 mask, right? Behind that, there's the Amero mask, which hasn't really performed well so far. But then we have the Nanoleaf mask for $250. Now, the Nanoleaf mask has performed rather well so far, so $250 for this mask is a great price. Nanoleaf are actually an LED company. I've been using their LEDs in my studios in the past, so I was quite surprised when I heard they were entering the red light therapy market. Special mentions are Carla at $290, and then the Block Blue Light mask at $304. At the other end of the table, we can see how crazy some of these prices get. The Therabody Theraface mask is $650. It is a pretty advanced mask though. That's definitely one review you should check out. Then we have the Jove's 4D laser mask. I reviewed this mask years ago and it is using lasers. Personally, I think lasers are overrated when it comes to red light therapy masks. I've done a video on that, you can check it out. But more importantly, they're expensive, hence why we're seeing the laser masks down the bottom of this table. And now we have the Ferrero mask. Now this is very unfortunate, $800. And as we saw earlier, it's not even going to work. I'm sorry, but you're buying a very expensive fashion accessory. Then we have the Magellan mask, $850. Again, it's got lasers, hence why it's so expensive. And then the Jove's 40 Max Mist laser mask. Again, lasers, but this has got some really fancy gizmos and gadgets built in. Whether you can justify the price, I don't know. I couldn't. Again, that's another review you might want to watch purely for entertainment purposes. All right, so I finish up by looking at peace of mind. Here, I factor in the warranty length for the mask, the returns policy, and how long the company has been in business. Now, the top scorer here was the Infrared mask. Why? They had a 3-year warranty, which was second to none, a 60-day full return policy, and they've been in the red light therapy business for like 6 or 7 years. So hats off to them taking full marks. Then we have Current Body and the 2 Roho masks. Both of these companies have been in business for a long time. They're offering good warranties and good return periods. I do want to give a special mention to Iristore. This mask comes with a 100-day returns policy. Now, I think return policies are quite good when it comes to masks. And ideally, you want to be 60 days or beyond, because that gives you enough time to try the mask and see if you get results. The masks that only come with 30 or even 14-day return policies, you're not going to have enough time to see if they work or not. So again, this is another time when using that comparison tool is very useful. So overall for this round, we have the Temu and Amazon masks at the top, just simply because of their low price. Hygge and Amaro are in 3rd place. They have performed very well. And then Infrared and Nanoleaf are in 5th equal. Okay, so that's 4 rounds. Let's tally up the scores and find which red light therapy masks are the best. We'll start from the bottom up, and there's 4 masks that I simply recommend avoiding altogether. These were the Ferrero FAQ mask, the Jove's Max Mist mask, the Temu mask, and the Amazon mask. Out of these 4 masks, the only one that may work is the Joe's mask, but it's just very expensive and has features that are entirely not necessary. Now we have 11 masks that I'm putting in the bronze tier. Beginning at 21st place, we have the Cure mask. This is a very popular mask, so I know a lot of people will be disappointed to see it score so low, and it started off so promising with the great comfort and operation scores. However, there are just better masks out there. Now, I will quickly mention these masks in bronze and above all should work. They all have the right wavelengths and enough power to provide therapeutic beneficial results. It's just that, as we've seen, there are masks that are better. So let's continue. In 20th place, the Jove's 4D laser mask. 19th, the Omnilux Contour mask. 18th, the Omnilux Men mask. It's coming out a little bit higher because it does have an additional wavelength. 17th, the Magellan mask. 16th, the Infrared LED mask. And 14th equal, we have the Carla and Mito red light mask. 13th, the Iristore mask. This mask could have performed a lot better if it was more comfortable to wear. And in 11th equal, the Amero Spectra and the Roho Oro laser mask. So that leaves 10. 6 of them are in the silver tier, and then 4, of course, in the gold tier. So in 10th place, we have the higher dose red light therapy mask. In 9th place, the Block Blue Light mask. Now this mask scored 66 points. remember when I talked about this mask in the power round? Because of that one hiccup, it could have got an extra 10 or more points, which would have put it into the gold tier. So I do recommend keeping this on your shortlist as well. In 8th place, the Lumara Viso. This is the one that's got a ton of LEDs, but it doesn't have near infrared. They cost it big time. In 7th place, the Current Body Series 2 mask. Now I actually like this mask for its unique design. It comes under the chin, but it is lacking some wavelengths, including blue light. Then we have the Mesama Prana mask. Now this mask actually utilizes pulsing. It's one of the few masks that do that. It also puts out a lot of power, which can be useful. Actually, if you want a mask that can be used in other areas of the body, such as your shoulder or chest, this could be a good option. Now in 5th place, we have the Therabody Theraface mask. Now this mask is very unique. It's a hard shell mask, so it sits off the face. It's also got a built-in vibration mode. It's got a lot of LEDs and you're getting good light coverage as well. But it is expensive and it is a little bit bulky. My wife would only use this lying down just simply because of its weight. Okay, so that leaves us 4 masks. These are all gold tier. So in 4th place, we have the Huga mask. This was a bit of an unknown until the very last round. There's no real standouts other than the price, but it does do all the essentials. You can pick it up for $150, but no, with this price, you're not getting amazing LED counts or advanced bells and whistles. Still, if you're on a super tight budget, this is probably the pick. Now, in 3rd place, we have the Rojo Dorada LED mask. What's interesting is the Rojo laser mask came in at 11th place, but the Dorada mask has red, near infrared, deep red, amber and blue wavelengths. It's putting out a great amount of energy, but it's missing coverage around the eyes and nose area, which personally is a bit of a deal breaker for me. Still, nevertheless, it's a good mask. So that brings us to the remaining 2. Now what's crazy is these 2 masks came out neck and neck, both with 77.5 points. And these 2 masks are the Nanoleaf Light Therapy Mask and the Project E Luminlux Face Pro Mask. Both have plenty of LEDs, though the Project E has 800, which is nearly double the Nanoleaf mask. And both have multiple wavelengths, red, near infrared, blue, and green. Though the Project E also has deep near infrared. So both of them perform really well in certain areas. And even better, these are really well priced masks. The Project E Luminlux mask is $315. The Nanoleaf mask is only $250. And it wasn't just their low price that got them this top spot, because these 2 masks were in 2nd and 3rd place before we even went into the pricing round. Okay, now as I mentioned at the start of the video, I do have some big updates. So there's a bit to get through here. First up, Project E, what happened? Well, I used that mask for about 6 weeks and then things literally fell apart. The Velcro on the back came off. I couldn't hold it together. It drove me nuts. I even tried super gluing it back. Big problems, wouldn't work. Secondly, the controller stopped working. I couldn't charge it. It just worked for about 10 seconds and it turns off. Very, very frustrating. And I feel bad because obviously that review went out a few months ago and it was very promising. And now I realize, yeah, it was a dud. Now, I reached out to Project E on this and fortunately they were aware of this issue a while ago. They reinforced the straps. They've started stitching in the Velcro, which is good. They're also aware of some of these other issues and they have started addressing them. So in November 2025, they started shipping a newer version that had improved controller and improved charging cable, updated user manual, that's fine. And they extended the warranty for 2 years. They also said that any customer of mine, anyone that watched that video and bought one of the masks, if you're not happy with it, you're having problems with any of these issues, to reach out to the company and they'll send you this new and improved version. So that is good of them. However, I don't know, it is hard for me to say, yeah, that's my go-to mask anymore because that's not good. It's really not good. Anyway, since then, I've also tested 2 other masks. The first one was a very, very low cost mask called the Inia mask. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Look, I've done a full review on it. It scores very well. Pretty much across all categories, it came in really high, especially the price category. You can get this for like low $100. I don't know, $130 or something. There's a discount code. Super, super inexpensive. However, I can't recommend it because even though it ticks a lot of boxes, it was frustrating to use. It put a lot of pressure on my nose and gave me a headache, and my wife didn't like wearing it either. But some other people do like it. Anyway, check out the review. I did go through and score it, and this would have come out in 5th place with a score of 74 points. So that's good. I mean, it's a good mask. It is a good mask. It just wasn't perfect. So if you're on a super tight budget, I probably recommend this over the Fergus mask. It is cheaper, similar scores. Now, the big question you've all been asking me, what about this new current body multi-light mask? Now, this came out after I started filming everything. I still haven't been able to get one, but because it's the same design and similar specs as the current body series 2, I have gone through and calculated a score based on what I do know and making some assumptions. And the mask ended up with a score of 72.5, which puts it in 6th equal place. So this is actually higher than the current body series 2 standard mask, which scored 68.5 points. The reason being, it's got all the wavelengths. It's got your red, it's got your blue, it's got amber, it's got green, and it's got your deep neon-infrared. So it gets a lot more points in the scoring round there for wavelengths. And it also has more LEDs. There's 566 LED chips in this mask. So that's where you're getting a lot more points on your scoring card. However, you are paying a premium for this. It's another $100. So all of a sudden you're over $500 for a mask, but it does tick a lot of boxes. Look, I think if you want a really nice fitting mask that has a lot of LEDs, has the blue, the amber, the green, all these modes, then yeah, you should definitely consider it. I do also suggest checking out my first impressions video of this mask. In that video, I also look at the Dr. Rajani mask and the TheraFace TheraGlow mask, which is also a new mask that I haven't tested. Yeah, the thing is, at some point I have to get this video out. Every week there's a new mask coming out. And if I wait to get it and test it and review it and edit it and add it to my scoring system, these comparison videos will never go out. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that helps. If it doesn't, here's what I suggest again. Head over to lighttherapyinsiders.com, click help me, and then use that chat tool, because all this information, all the reviews, every little note, every little piece of, all of that has been fed into this assistant tool. And all the science on red light therapy and masks and beauty has been fed in as well. So it's going to be able to look at all my data, all the science, and then what you ask, your budget, what you're looking for, what areas you want to treat. And it's going to do a better job than I can in terms of recommending the best product for you. Plus, it will also include the best deals for you guys. So just use that tool. I mean, it's better than asking me a question down below. Honestly, it is.